Hello everybody, it is I, Anna Edmund, the Queen of Bones, your mommy, and of course, your DM, on the day that is today. As you can see, we've got the whole party here already. Though someone does need to drink the transformation potion.
The alchemist did not have any prepared, so I'm having to whip it up myself.
Ah, okay. And I should load up my notes. And I've been busy doing some shenanigans. Okay, so you... sorry. Okay, last session, you gave the headband of intellect to Blix, and it kind of fell down over their neck. Later that day, it seems to have tightened itself as a collar, and Blix is now a sentient creature. Gonna take some doing to get used to that, but they seem eager to learn about themselves and what they don't already have access to in their programming, as it were. So it's almost scary how quickly they started adjusting to themselves and making modifications. For one, basically allowing them to channel the message spell through an amp of sorts to just speak. With the party, with everything fine at the farm, you continued your way. New Hope. Well, actually, no, you pop back, of course, because he's there for, and get your cart back and just have a quick break, which is nice. Allowing you get to back up to a ridiculous speed.
Ludicrous speed.
Ludicrous speed! Go!
I went plaid!
Been talking a few things out. Sharing stories. Zephyr and Syrah go camping in the new tent. And you come back through to the Golden Oak. Make your way to New Hope and find out that it is required of you to actually go to the cathedral to get this reliquary made. 'Cause that's just... It's a religious artifact and requires their special craft, as it were. Hmm. You also... Wait, hold on. I'm trying to think what else happened. I don't think you've sold anything yet, have you?
No, we haven't. Last session we dug around in the purple worm and we got the...
Got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, got all the gems and the super special gem.
Hmm. Oh, and in
Crystal.
case I did not thank you before, because I'm not sure if you're between streams or during streams, but Ramia, Majoragora, and my wonderful new friend Deligarb, thank you so much for the follows. Let me wrap you all of you up with some nice comfortable bandages. Welcome to the Mummified. So, that brings us here. I believe Tolbrek was approaching, but then Scarlet mentioned that should have a shop open in the next couple of hours.
Yep.
All right. What is everyone doing?
The shop's open in the next couple hours. I feel I had a plan, and now I forget.
Well, you had come off the cart for a reason.
Let me check my... I think I had something for her to look at. No.
The purple worm pearl?
Right. I has that. But she'll be open in a couple hours. So tuck that away. Where's... Shoot. I forget the name. The guild that's all about like studying Surd. All that stuff.
Oh, the bookworms.
Are they the ones who study the monsters? Because there was the ones that
Oh,
like
no,
went
not
out.
the monsters. No, it's no.
So we talked to them about the rock and stuff.
You want to
The Exalted
mention-
Hunt?
Yes, them.
You want to tell them about the worm.
Because I've been to their base. I went there for information on the rock nest. I've got a bunch of like teeth and spines and stuff. I could probably swing by and be like, "Hey, just wanted to report stuff." So I'll head over to their place.
Okay. That's fine.
First, I'll take Solda in the cart to our house, unhitch the cart, and then take Solda to the Exalted Hunt.
Okay.
I don't think they were in town.
Okay, this map is not scrolling across when I want it to. Oh, here it was pretty going somewhere. Where are you going?
I'm right in front of the cathedral.
Up there. You get unhitched. There you go, at the house. Well, that's the old town hall. Because it used to be a cathedral, but now it's the town hall. They had another cathedral built. Did I make the map for the other parts of New Hope? I don't think I did. But they're there. So we can theater of the mind it. Yeah, you basically have to go down It wasn't there. Yeah, basically the way you came in, you have to kind of go down to the dock area, then like along the river to get to the lower portion of New Hope. As everything up here is like part of their starting and then their original New Hope before they had to expand. But yes, you can go there because you're looking to speak to Heralds of the Light, Zarathel. Yeah. So heading out there to the newer parts of New Hope, you come across the beautiful white stone structure of the cathedral proper. Definitely a lot larger than the original town hall. And the double doors are open. And inside you can hear, well, not just hear, but see a number of people in the pews, as it seems that this hour is like a morning sermon going on. And it's very unspecific to a deity. The sermon itself is, in short, just promoting the light in a general sense. Basically, the influence of the good gods as a general overall concept. Mentioning how, like, the light shines upon many things and lights the way in different ways for many people. And how following the light of another can sometimes be misleading from your true path. And similar such nice concepts, basically. Teaching to ever be vigilant of the Titans. Which, while not exactly God, are pretty much God, and they are awful. But as much as most of them are thought laying their influence still plagues the land, the world. But you wait around, and eventually the morning sermon comes to a close, and as everyone says their own prayer, before getting up and, well, not all of them get up at once, but many of them get up and make their way out to start their day. All of them, as they pass you, they smile and say good morning. Some of them say bright morning instead. Once most of them have dissipated, the figure giving the sermon themselves, who seems quite funny, as despite them being in like clerical robes and stuff, they grunt and have a strange accent, as it were, as from the other end of the cathedral, stepping down off what must have been a soapbox and then stepping off down to ground level, is a goblin in clerical robes. And kind of makes sense why sometimes their words didn't quite sound right. And some almost nonsensical outcries of, well, impassioned speeches were kind of thrown in there.
Sure.
Like how they refer to like the cathedral as the shiny god hole.
I see.
To that the suffering can fall into, or succor teachings in safe haven. But yes, they kind of go around to the few of the pews, like talking to some people, and eventually notice you kind of standing there and come on over. Bright morning.
Quite beautiful.
I do not think I have seen the face of yours here before.
I've been here before.
Huh? Maybe Guk
Um,
was away.
Possibly.
Hmm.
I was, the last time I was here, it was... I don't remember. Been traveling.
Hmm.
And we'll probably be leaving soon too, but, while I was here, I was wanting to stop by to get a certain thing.
What certain thing is this?
Well, you see, I possess divine magic, and, part of that, I require a reliquary. I don't know if it has to be an existing one or if one can be made, but I have been told that here is the place I should go.
Yes, yes, Guk can see the divine magic. It's practically pouring from you.
Yes, not on purpose. This was an accident.
Your faith is stronger than your body. Not the first time Guk see this. But yes, Zarathel. I will go get Zarathel. They should be able to provide you with a reliquary.
Alright.
Depending on when you need to leave, you may have to just use the one we have. And then they'll just make one for the cathedral. But
I see.
I'll go see. And they just sort of take a step back and bow their head and just say, let's see what the saying's like. Walk in the light. And they start heading to the other side of the cathedral again, which for him seems like a long walk. Like he's like, yeah. He doesn't mind. He's done it so much now. Him open a door, and then they close the door behind you, and then you kind of hear like a muffled like. Because the acoustics here are so good that even when like you're far away, it kind of still carries. Like, yes. Then I believe it was the. Do they have the token? No. Right. So a elven figure with salt and pepper, like blonde and white hair. Whether they're just a really old elf or maybe some other reason they have this coloration, is I don't know. They have a little pensée on their nose, a large book in their hand, well, tucked under an arm, and are in full bishop's garb, clerical garb. But higher ranking clerical garb, though it's definitely not much different. Like, it's got like a bit of extra embroidery in it, that's it. It's not like Earth's bishop's garb, where it's just got all these extra layers and stuff. And they come on over. You hear the clicking of their shoes upon the marble floors. And soon look down at you, and there's a big smile on their face. They've got like a pointed chin and quite sharp eyes, but it's kind of overshadowed by just what a like soft expression they have. Like you look at them and you're like, this person could probably give the harshest of evil looks, but they just look like a really nice person.
Yeah. Sarah will smile back.
Good bright morning to you. I hear you're in need of a reliquary.
Not urgently, really. I could probably, if having one made is possible, that could be, I could come back for one, but, yes.
With the manner of divine magics, what material do you need it made out of?
Gold.
Quite a potent caster, aren't you? I see what got meant about the light spilling from you. Do hope those heal soon enough.
They should. Do you think? I don't know if it'll happen naturally. It is kind of worrying to me, even though I try to keep my mind off it.
It'll be fine. Trust me. And they put the book like in their arm, and then they go to their right hand and they take off the glove they're wearing, and you see like this scarring like up their fingers and just a little bit onto the wrist. Like, I don't know. I didn't get it as strongly as you, but I've pushed myself too hard before. They put their glove back on. I just kept going, using my magic for a benefit of others, and eventually it stopped burning.
I see.
But
Thank
these
you.
things are put in place to test us.
Yeah.
Gods must know we are strong enough to use their gift. Though sometimes our faith and our true strength is a bit more than what we can physically handle.
I was told also the reliquary can be can have iconography to the Wild Mother and Moonweaver, as well as the Dawnfather.
Oh. Quite an open-minded practitioner. Well, you'll hear no complaint from us. We are the heralds of the light, after all. We celebrate all those that bring light to the world.
Yeah.
And even when it is moonlight, it still serves to guide those during the twilight hours.
And all creatures of nature are live under one of those, or both.
Exactly. Well, do you have gold to be melted down and used for it?
Not melted down, but I do have currency. Coins.
Oh yes, we most certainly wouldn't melt down perfectly good gold to make it to give it a better use. No, certainly wouldn't do that.
I'm not certain how much of my coin is platinum as well. But I will pass over. Let's say I'll pass over 500 gold and also a 100 gold donation.
All right. Yeah, they take the 500 gold and the 100 gold donation. They like put their hands together like around the bag of 500, and then they smile and they gesture to this bowl near the door where various other coins have been put.
All right. I'll put those in there.
Thank you very much. It's not for me to take. Your contribution to the church is to be given to the church.
Yeah, I understand. How long can I expect it to take?
Well, I'm probably going to have to get Yana involved in for some of the detailing that you want, but 3 days?
Not too long. I was expecting much longer, but
The reliquary itself is quite a simple shape. It's the engraving that's going to take most of the time.
I see. Well, I'll talk with the others and see if there's anything we can do in the area, so we don't have to travel back and forth too much. But
Well, if we have more time, we can always make sure it's as wondrous as it can be.
that would be fine.
All right. Well, we shall.
No matter how far we go, I have someone who can bring me back nearby.
Interesting.
Well, close by. I don't know if I don't know how it all works.
All right. Well, at most, it'll take a week to have it as a splendor. Not splendorous. Splendorous isn't a word.
Wondrous?
Yeah. As wondrous and worthy of the divine as it can be.
Thank you.
Yeah. A few days will have it enough to cast the spell, basically. But a week will have it lovely.
I don't anticipate I'll be able to cast the spell in a few days, but if I am, then we will see.
Then I shall opt towards just crafting it as well as I can.
Alright. Then I'll... if anyone needs anything, I'll be at the house. At my house.
Oh,
Our house.
which one?
My party took the house in the northeast corner, I believe.
Oh. Oh, you're part of that group who, residents here recently. Okay, that's right, yeah. I know roughly what you mean.
Alright.
Plus, your radius is hard to miss. I'm sure I'll find you.
Yeah. Yeah. If anyone's hurt or anything, I don't anticipate I'll be doing much fighting today, so I'm all ready for any of that. Or if as well, if there's any let's see here. Wait, I still don't have the spell on my sheet because we haven't figured that out yet. If there's any restorations or services that need doing, I put myself available.
I shall remember. Oh, thankfully, unless something tragic happens, we have it well in hand for the day-to-day. But if we have need of you, we shall call on you. Perhaps you should just make the most of enjoying some time away from the many perils outside these walls.
Right. I'll go outside.
Alright. Walk in the light.
Yeah. Navigate to the house. There it is.
Go. Alright, okay, so we have Kriv going to the Exalted Hunt. Again, I think... Wait, where did I put that place? I think it was also in the outer parts of New Hope.
Yeah, I think it was.
Alright. You head there.
Yeah. I slide off Solda, reach it, and approach their door.
Are you taking the cart? I'm sure some of the... Wait, did you fit all the purple worm stuff
Maybe some of
into
it is on the
bags and
cart.
stuff?
Well, I have 2 scales, 5 teeth, and 3 spines. Me personally, I think Thobrick got more stuff. But I didn't mark down that stuff because...
Stinger.
Yes, Thobrick got the stinger. So I don't know if he wants to come with his haul.
And the pearl.
Yeah, well, the pearl is for Scarlet.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and the blood, the teeth, yeah, the teeth, the stomach acid. Yeah, there was a lot.
But, yeah. Philbrick would come along.
Okay, yeah. Then we'll take the cart and have like all the stuff.
Okay, cool. Makes it easier. Alrighty. So, you pull up outside, and you see. Someone who basically pretty much looks like Aragorn.
Oh, jeez.
Just kind of like leaning on the like the wall outside because there's nothing currently going on. So he's just kind of talking to people as they go by and just keeping a lookout, and sees you pull up. Looks at the car, and you see him just tilt his head a bit. You can almost hear him just sniffing, like being like.
Morning.
Morning, and he instantly like pushes off the wall in interest, like walking on over. Oh,
My companions and I encountered a hunt on our way here, and thought we'd share in the parts and such with you.
ah. Well, I do not believe we've met. My name's Braun.
Lord Braun, I am Carivnerixius. This is my comrade Thobrick.
Pleasure.
I think I've heard your name floating about. You went looking for a rock. Elias told me.
Yes, we found it and dealt with it appropriately, considering, well, it had pissed off a dragon, and quite a powerful one at that.
Well, yeah. He like puts a hand up on the cart and looks at you. It's like, if you don't mind.
Not at all. Starts to like show off some of this stuff. We encountered some trolls just southeast of here, and they had a shaman who rode a purple worm.
He like with his hand on the cart just jumps up and like hops onto the side.
Does that vaulting maneuver thing?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And he's just like looking at the parts, and he's like, looks at you when you say that. You, huh? I don't know if it can control something like this.
I'll pull out some of the spines because they're decorated with carvings and such. It's possible he raised it. These kinds of carvings would have taken a long time. Or maybe they're some sort of ritualistic shaman magic that would allow for the control. I'm not quite sure myself. That's not really my area.
Friends with animals. But I don't think giant worms are there.
Well, trolls do live quite a while. And long enough for him to have raised such a thing. I didn't think they'd be smart enough to do so.
A lot of things seem to be getting smarter.
But I'm assuming by taking care that this troll with his a chance to tame such a beast is dead.
He died, yes. He seemed to, actually, some of his intelligence seemed to be from a magical item. One of our companions who's proficient in such things identified it as an headband of intellect. We recovered it from him when we slew the troll.
Huh. Well, I'm sure there's a story there, but let's focus on all this. This is a lot. You have done some fine carving here.
Mostly his work. I sort of jerk a thumb over at Thobrick. You freaking crit that shit, if I recall.
No, I got a 26, which I think was a 19 on the die, so
Yeah, but I think
one
that
short.
I don't remember stuff.
It was close enough. He looks over and he gives you like a nod of respect. Well, I'm gonna have to look in the coffers because this lot. This is. Well, the blood I would take to. One of the alchemists or just general healers. I wouldn't take it to the church. I don't think this sort of stuff would take to them too kindly. But it is can make some good potions out of this. The teeth. Yeah, we could make some fine weapons out of this. You see him, he's like walking among it, like stepping between the pieces and picking stuff up, checking it over. And you see him like very carefully, like with his thumb at one end of it, run his thumb to the tip as if like he's watching as the motion goes to kind of like measure it. Big bugger.
Yes. Well, one of our friends was swallowed.
Oh, well, yeah, that is what they do. Alright, Ah. Now, is that what I think it is? He says, like, at arm's length, kind of holding a bottle of the freaking acid, and he's like, He's like moving some of the spines and the teeth, and then he gets like underneath it is the freaking massive stinger, and he's like hands on hips, like shakes his head looking at it, like like picks up one end, checks it over. Oh, and it's still got its poison. That's what most people miss. Typically, when they wrench out stingers, they often rupture the poison sac, but you've actually kept this intact. Not just purple worms, those things aren't killed regularly, we'll say, but other creatures with similar things. Okay. Alright, so here's the question. Would you be interested in any of the poison for your own use? Or are you just selling it with?
Well, I don't think any of us really use poisons.
Okay. Then I'll give you full price then. And looks at all the other little bits you have. Okay, so come inside. We're gonna have to do some numbers.
Of course.
So yeah, hang on to the blood and the acid. Acid you probably want to take to this blacksmith or some jewelers. Not all of them. You know what? Maybe we'll just take it off your hands and we'll see about getting it where it needs to be.
Understood. We appreciate that.
So, right, just so I can quickly math, I need another account. What we exactly have here. How many vials of blood was it?
I think it was 3 vials of blood and 2 of the stomach acid.
Okay. Then we
I'm gonna
got...
post what I got.
Okay. How many of the teeth did you get? I know you both got teeth, I believe.
There, I put mine in tavern. So I had 5 teeth.
And I think I got like an additional 3.
Okay. Then we got... how many vials of acid? 2, you said, yeah?
Yeah, 3 vials of blood, 2 of acid.
Then we got some scales and spines. And then we got the stinger. He comes in and you see him, he's like this, opens up a blank page in a ledger and starts writing numbers and briefly looking at his fingers and then writing down other numbers. And he goes and tears that page out the ledger, heads on over to this large metal door, of which he quickly gets open and has a look, and like he opens it and just kind of walks in like a walk-in freezer, like, and because you can actually see like cold air coming out, and just glancing through you can see there's like all these other monster parts and stuff in there.
Got a stock.
It's not big. It is like the size of just your regular kind of walk-in freezer, so there's not like massive amounts in there, but they got some stuff.
Regular walk-in freezer. That's
Is there not a default size to that?
well, you have the grocery store ones, which aren't huge, but then I imagine like specialty places like a butcher or whatever would have a bigger one. I've seen some, but that's again, I worked at places.
Um, oh, freezer rooms, they're called, apparently.
Interesting. Steam summer sale.
Yeah, let's say if it's like a 15 by 15 room.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, and then apparently you hear some other like metallic sounds, and then he comes back, and he puts this chest on the table, and he opens it up, and he's counting it through, and he's like, all right, we got enough. But second this before I sign off on it. Hey, Crunch. You just like you suddenly just hear like, huh? There's this movement, and you see this just kind of like silhouette of a figure come up to the like this door, and you see it open from the other room, and he comes in, and yeah, you see this Goliath who seems to have a bit of a green tint to his skin. He has like the bald head, the clean face that doesn't seem to have been shaved, and like there's just no stubble at all. But you also notice he's got like these two little tusks. Rather minute ones that just kind of push his bottom lip forward a little bit. Well, what is it, Ron? I was eating. Go look outside. Tell me if you think that number's right. And he holds up the page and guy takes it and he's like, alright. He heads outside. You kind of hear your wagon like taking the weight as he like steps up on one of the wheels to look in. After a couple of minutes, he comes back in. He looks to you two. He just walks over and just with the bottom of a closed fist, like the cushion bit, he just goes over, just thumps Dobrik on the chest and thumps you on the chest, Grav. Like, yeah, that numbers adds up. Hands it over and he's like, all right. And he starts counting. And he hands over.
Oh, jeez.
3,500 gold.
3,500 gold. That's a lot of money. Divide by 4. It's 875 to each of us.
Right, so that's us a bit lighter. It's better than having just rattling around in there. Yeah. Yeah, and he takes the chest back in, locks it all up, and leaves the cold room open, and goes to start unloading it for you.
I'll assist if he wants it, but if it looks like I'm in his way, I'll just let him do it. Like, I imagine he's got a system, so I don't want to, like, get underfoot, but at the same time, I don't want to just stand
with you
there.
trying to help, he basically, like, takes stuff in, he meets you at the door, takes what you're currently holding, and then goes in.
Nice little train system there.
And then once the cart is empty, besides... Wait, no, he takes everything. Because he's just gonna distribute it otherwise. And yeah, once it's all clear, he closes up the cold room and turns to all of you and just gives you a nod. Just, well, I have to let you know if anything fun comes up on the horizon.
Sure, we might be interested.
Thankfully, we're not too busy at the moment. Most of what's been getting a bit too close to home have been dealt with.
That's good. Appreciate you taking these off our hands, and it's good working with you again.
And you. Be well.
And you. And I will back up on the cart. And I'll head back to the house so I can start distributing the money to the other two. Got some bling up in here. freaking Scrooge McDuck up and just.
Yeah, like he like goes to get the parts and also just puts that amount of gold like on the cart because it's heavy.
Yeah, it is.
All right. So with that, what's Rivet up to? Is Rivet doing anything particular, or are you at the house?
Yeah, Rivet heads straight to the house, and then she's gonna spend some time finishing up an amulet of detection, and also kind of like talking to Blix, and also like helping her figure out how to do arcane magic. Specifically teaching her mage hand, as might be easier to interact with the world if you have an opposable thumb somehow.
Sound logic.
Oh
Hey.
god.
I appreciate it, Mother.
Yeah.
Hmm. Knowing what I am currently capable of, my number of spells I can memorize may be limited, but I want to make sure I don't use too much of my power memorizing them and have plenty to spare for using them.
A lot of your journey through learning magic and using it will be dictated by your experiences of what you find to be helpful, as well as what you find to be interesting. I would not be where I am now, if I were not entirely very much interested in the mechanical aspect of artifice. If
Neither would I.
I suppose not. If you wish to learn magic the way I do it, I will be able to teach you. But if you find the pure arcana of it to be more interesting, I won't be able to help you as much, but I would be very happy to help you figure your way down that path.
My understanding is, should I know how a spell functions, like a mechanical thing, then I should be able to utilize it. Perhaps books of the arcane could be of aid? So I'm very fond of your chosen element and watching it destroy our foes in the journey thus far. Thunder and lightning is pretty. And apparently abundant.
That it is. In terms of arcane tomes, I do not immediately have access to any. Most of our arcane tomes went with oh come on, brain, hello?
Ro?
Bro. Most of our arcane tomes went with Thoreau when he departed.
Blix tilts their head. Name not found.
Oh, a good while ago, approaching 7 months now. One of the people who fell from the dragon alongside us was a man named Bro, who was a wizard. We went to
Wizard.
we actually went to school together.
Wizard.
Yeah. And he was a very powerful one in as far as conjuration magic was concerned. I've fairly vivid memories of him teleporting himself and others around the battlefield and causing quite a chaos. It was fascinating. Although he had a tendency to get a little in over his head. And that's coming from me.
What school? Conjuration. This is a type of magic.
Yes. The magic I was trained in is sorted into 8. Is it 8?
Yes.
Hold on. Right. Is sorted into 8 schools of magic. Or 8 groupings called schools, depending on what their effects are. When a spell is cast or when a magical effect is produced, it tends to have a certain signature left in the weave. And some signatures are more... spells that do certain similar things have similar signatures. Those schools are abjuration, having to do with protection of yourself and others. Conjuration, having to do with transportation of yourself or other creatures, as well as the summoning of creatures. Divination, which has to do with understanding and learning things about the present and the future, as well as understanding things that are enchantment, which has to do with affecting the emotions of other creatures, which is different than what you would expect, given that enchanting is a different practice. It's very confusing. Evocation, which has to do with the replication of specific elements present in the physical world. Usually for destructive purposes, but equally as likely for constructive. Illusion, which has to do with fooling the senses of living creatures. Necromancy, which has to do with the bringing of
Danger.
a creature back to life. Sorry?
They look confused a moment. Necromancy. Danger. We have encountered this before.
Yes. The first time you spoke to me was in a large sort of grove that was filled with intense necromantic magic. Also, Kikras Grim, the betrayer we faced, had very powerful necromantic magic at his fingertips.
The betrayer. Yes,
Indeed.
this name hurt a lot.
Mhm.
Apologies. Please continue.
There's one final school of magic, which is the school of transmutation, which has to do with the changing of the physical properties of things, as well as the philosophical properties of things, making things more pliable, more or less pliable, changing things from one material to another and such. And also, apparently, there is an entire separate field of magic that is completely detached. Well, not completely detached from arcane magic in this realm, from the weave, which is the magic of the tangle. And I have so little understanding of it that it frustrates me. But as far as I can tell, from right now, some of it seems to have to do with time, and some others have to do with with the probability. I don't know. It's very confusing.
Right, we'll stick with the standard schools of magic.
Understandable. I do not blame you. You do not have to make a decision anytime soon if you do not wish to. You can.
It is logical that you do not blame me, for there is, as far as I am aware, I have not done anything wrong.
Yes, correct. I was also making a joke about the fact that I deal with the tangle a whole lot.
Oh, is that what happens to you?
Yes.
Sometimes you are blue.
Yes.
It was most
More
distressing.
frequently recently than otherwise, but yes.
It is hard to recognize you when you are blue. At least it was. I feel I could still recognize you now that I know that sometimes you are blue.
It's probably in no small part to do with your increased mental faculties as well.
Yes, I now have a huge brain.
Yes, you do.
And they kind of like puff up their chest, like proud now, like nose up a little bit.
Yeah. If you should take your time before deciding if there is a school of magic you wish to pursue. There are also ways to apply more than one school of magic, gaining the lighter benefits of both and allowing them to synergize.
Understood. So for now, I have something important to do. And then they just sort of just go and start zooming around the house.
Band.
Like you hear them just go like up the stairs. You hear them be like boom, 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 like jumping on and off beds, like just running around.
Love it.
Perfect moment for literally anybody to walk into the house. It's just there's a huge a din of noise coming from upstairs, and Rivet just standing there looking at the ceiling.
Should we be concerned about that noise?
Probably not. It's Blix.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna check anyway to see if they don't mess up my bed.
Fabrek and I sold pretty much everything of the purple worm except the pearl to the Exalted Hunt. They're going to send some of the blood and acid to those whom might make better use of them. But we got 3,500 gold from it.
Oh,
It makes everyone's personal cut. Hold on. Opens the bag, starts to make little piles, and like measures. Because Kriv he's not just dumb, but it's like, okay, he can't do that much mental math that quickly.
Rivet already knows the answer, but is letting him do it anyway.
Yeah, he's like, okay, here's a pile that is equal, and he's just making piles that are like, okay, he makes 4 piles of equal stacks. It's like,
But it's like something infuriating. Like each stack is like 95 gold instead of like 100. Like,
I don't imagine he makes it that high. It's like, okay, here's a stack of 20, and then a stack of 20, a stack of 20, a stack of 20. Just and then I've got like some left over, so there's the stack of 5, stack of 5, stack of 5. Okay, there we go.
875 gold pieces a piece. Per person. A person. Not per piece. Never mind.
It doesn't per a piece work, and anyways, but
oh god, the other thing is like even if you were just like on the table, just go one in that paw, 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 like just like dealing cards. Like
1, 2, 3.
then suddenly Blix arrives, bumps the table, and I got to start over.
but yeah, no, stacks of 20 makes sense. You're not quite beating gold out like cards.
Yeah, and then so I'll hand those out, and yes, everyone gets their gold. Gold.
Sarah, you head up the stairs. For now, the banging has stopped.
But know that even small, Blix is still Blix.
Mm-hmm.
So heading up there, you go to check your room. I forget who got assigned what.
I
Bed.
took the big room, but
You took the big room.
and Thorbreck doesn't even have a room here because he joined up right when we bought the place.
Turtle uses
to
shell.
do some, yeah.
Turtle has house.
We could try
It's a
doing
mobile home.
some rearranging maybe. I don't know. But check my room. Anything in here?
Not that you can see, but your door was shut. And it doesn't look like it's been disturbed. Looks like someone's been cleaning it, but otherwise undisturbed.
I'll check the next room then.
Oh, hey.
Oh.
I heard you all downstairs, but I was gonna come down and then Blix came running up.
It's nice to see you again.
Yeah, I only got back a week ago myself. I've been spending time in the wilds. Let's see, I ended up joining the Dauntless Vigil. Well, I'm not always here, but I've been trying to keep the place clean. And she seems really proud of that. Like,
Yeah, it is very clean.
but oh, Blix talks now.
Yeah. I think they kind of talked before, but not really.
Hmm.
It said that uh, that she talked, but I don't really, I don't remember much of that.
Blix is,
A
by the way,
lot's
on the
happened.
floor, legs in the air, and Nakura is like,
Oh yeah,
like
belly rubs.
she was, but then when you came in, she sort of sat up and has been doing like belly scratches with just her like
Hmm.
toes.
Yeah.
Because she does have quite claw-like nails, or at least he keeps them filed in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot's happened.
Okay, well, I do actually have to head out when the sun starts to go down. I'm not sure when I'll be back.
Oh, that's fine.
But
Will you be back soon, or?
we're just heading out to check on a missing caravan. It shouldn't be too long.
Hmm. Okay.
Anyway,
Sure
I
to
should
come
come down
back.
and say hi to everyone.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And if I remember Nakura correctly, she would come up and give you a big hug.
Oh yeah. Hugs.
'Cause she's also a good puppo.
Yeah, I'll give a head pat.
Yeah.
Alright. I'll lead her downstairs.
You do see some like the rug in the room isn't quite straight, and there's a bit of a disheveled bedding, but nothing's torn or anything.
Yeah, I figured.
And you just hear zoom. Hi everyone.
How's it going, Nakura?
Going well. I've doing a lot of searching, but I've been helping out with New Hope. I've been with the Dauntless Vigil a number of times now. It's good. We get out in the wilds a lot, and I make sure to tell someone to watch the house when I'm gone. And she just bounces up down on a seat. So what you been up to? And then we can kind of skip over you, like catching up with her. Um. Right. So money's been split. Any other particular plans for right now? Or are you just sort of killing a bit of time?
I got nothing until Scarlet opens.
Rivet is going to continue working on the amulets until they are done.
Okay. All right. In that case, I'm gonna go get a pie and Nakuri heads on out.
Mm.
glad to see that she's settling in.
It's you can still see that she kind of has some problems, kind of like sitting still for too long. When it's particularly when it's quiet, and particularly with all of you there as well. It's like she's very comfortable with you, but she's still like likes to be on the move. But yeah, you kill some time, and you figured it's been long enough that Scarlet should be open. Rivet, you're staying indoors to work on amulets.
Mm-hmm.
Better workplace for that's probably down in your little basement area where you can kind of have stuff set out without it being in anyone's way. We head out. It's gonna take back to New Hope. I'll move into there. Syrah, what you coming with? Or you take time just to chill indoors?
Yeah, Cyril just nap.
Nap time.
Yeah, and, well, unless anyone comes to the door,
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
she'll watch the house.
I
Alright.
will also mention that in addition to the purple worm pearl, we got like a ton of miscellaneous gemstones.
Yep.
Yes. I don't.
If you want to sell those, go. I am okay with that. Rivet is okay with that. So, up to you.
I don't remember what they were.
Might be
I
in the channel.
They should be in the
I see
channel, and
them.
also I wrote them down.
Yes, I see
3
them.
aquamarine, 2 alexandrite, 5 peridot.
2 topaz, 2 black pearls, and 1 blue spine.
Yeah.
We will go and sort of like, I kind of want to be just like, okay, here's these gems we found, and then bam, hit her with the pearl into this final knockout.
Yeah, it would be a good idea to save the biggest thing for last.
Yeah.
Don't want to shock her.
We'll approach. Yeah. It's like she just
Okay.
woke up. We don't need to send her back to sleep by fainting. All right.
Okay, so that, or that. Boom. Session 94. I don't know if that lines up with your count, Skylar, but that's
It
all I got.
does.
It does. I don't know how, because apparently we were off by one at some point.
Uh-huh. We resynced sometime in the mid 70s, and I couldn't find out why. There's not much more to say there.
No. But yeah, you get back to Scarlet's place, and the front is open. He's sitting at a little, like, shop counter. He's all washed up and dressed and hair bushied.
Good morning, Miss Scarlet.
There. Good morning to you. I am so glad to see you all.
I imagine more happy to see us at a more reasonable hour. I apologize for
No.
waking you.
The hour was most reasonable. I just was busy night, and Got up a bit late.
I see. It's all right. We found some stones and precious, or gems and precious stones during our travel, and wanted to bring them to you for sale, of course, as well as I imagine you'd be interested in some of them.
I most certainly would. Let's see. Just like moves one of the displays and go and just makes a more open space and say, if you would.
Yes. I will take out the smaller stones, the aquamarines, the alexandrite, the topaz, the pearls, the spinel, and the peridots, which are rock tumbled. They're not cut, but yeah, if I recall correctly, sort of just laid
Ooh.
about in their groups. This is most of what we found.
Well, I have to ask you where you found them. They are intriguing. In the way that they are shaped and smooth.
Well, Privet's intellect and Thobrek's abilities managed to let us harvest these from the interior of a purple worm.
She takes pause, like everyone else does that you've told that to. Looks at you. Oh.
To which we also have this. Sets down volleyball or basketball sized pearl from purple worm.
It's bigger than my head.
Yes. It's quite a big piece.
She puts her hands on it and kind of like feels over it. Like, almost like, looking into a crystal ball kind of thing.
Yes. Tell me your secrets.
I... Let me focus on the others first. He's kind of just staring at it, just like, almost kind of like eyes wide, like
Of course.
just
Take
kind of enamored with it, just like, oh, it's pretty.
your time. We're not pressed for it.
It counts up. All right. So where was the list?
Here, I can. Oop. There. I replied to it.
There it is. Okay. Hmm. With the unique way these are tumbled, and you'd be hard pressed to make these gems. Like a normal rock tumbling will not do this to this sort of gem. For all of the gems you have here, I would give you 2,000 gold pieces.
See, that sounds reasonable. I would not believe you of cheatiness.
No.
Like, all right,
But,
10,000 gold pieces. So much money.
he goes and counts it out, like puts that on the table, and then just takes all the little gems and puts them away. And you see her anymore, like pulling out these little drawers. She's kind of like sorting them. But then she kind of pauses and she's like, "But these ones are like unique ones. Therefore, like, them in with this other one." You know, and then you see her just like find an empty drawer and just puts all the tumbled gems in there.
So much weight in gold right now.
Now this, she kind of comes back up to me. She's like, ah. Almost a bit overly dramatic, like the witches from Hocus Pocus. Like, this.
Yes.
I you know what? Just the thing. Goes in, and you hear a couple of locks undo, and she comes up and she just puts this bag on the counter. This I always kept aside for something that I must have, but cannot rightly think of a price for it. So I hope you find it fair.
I'm sorry. She can't find a price of it, so she was what? I missed.
She had a bag to one side that had an amount in it that she's like, if I can't imagine a price, because like looking at it, like it like it's not something that should be exchanged for like measly coin, then this should be enough. And it's like her like emergency one-off must have it bag. Like
Okay. Again, I trust your rationality. There's always, of course, like again, the option. I don't know what you do with it, but potentially you could just keep it, and whatever you sell it for, you take your cut of profit. Of course, I'm sorry, I'm not a business person.
oh no, this is for me. And she kind of takes it, like hugs it to herself. It's like,
Of course. So I'll, I guess, take the bag of emergency must have it money, whatever.
you know, where to begin, where I could try and like I can check its card. Here is not cut. It's a big, very big ball. Just the most strange color for a ball I've ever seen. It.
I should have brought this out after. She's distracted. I'll come back later. So what is in? I open bag, peek in as she's admiring stone.
Yes. He's like almost like holding it, like, you know, like a last Poyoric and just staring at it like
Wilson.
uh, uh, she does look around and go, oh, was there anything else?
Just wondering if you had any diamonds.
Oh,
Need a few.
what's worth of diamond?
I'm looking. The diamonds themselves can be in smaller values, but I need about 200 gold worth. Or whatever you have if you don't have that much.
Oh, hold on. I think she like pulls one out and like playfully just sort of goes, got just a thing, and then like tosses at you, not like pitching it, but it's like just a little overarm, not even overarm. You know when the hand just starts at your cheek and just does a little fling from there. Like,
Gotcha.
a little toss. That's the one.
Yeah, I'll catch it.
Whoa, Doggy Puff! Thank you so much for the raid.
We've been raided.
How are you, you good kitty cat?
Man the ballista.
You are playing
A
art.
cookie can eat me. I mean,
Wait, what?
I can eat.
That was a good clip. I just realized I've been on the talking screen the entire time, not on the game screen. A bit EP, but otherwise doing great. Nice. Well, you go get yourself a sleepy. Hello, Jacqueline. Hello, all raiders. I am Annabeth Moneth, the Queen of Bones, the Mommy, and today the Dungeon Master. So, welcome on in. You caught us close to the middle of our session today. Wait, I have 15 viewers. You only raided with 5. Where did the other 10 come from? What?
You are.
Huh? How long have you been there? Hi. No one said anything in the chat. I just didn't. No. Hi. Thank you very much. You take care. Rest well. Where did they come from? But yes, that one in particular, I think it values around 250. But,
That will do very nicely. Thank you. We'll give back money valued for the thing.
No. Call it a bonus.
If Kriv is just like, I should pay her for this.
She's not paying attention if you want to leave it on the counter. Is it? She's like walking around. She's walking around her place, just like, could go here. No, here. No,
okay.
Over here.
As she's got her back turned, I set down the 250 gold carefully, and then with the bag that she gave us for the pearl, I'm like, okay, now we go, and speed walk away.
Okay.
All right, I now have 350 gold worth of diamonds, so I can cast Revivify. Yay, if needed. Tuck that away. What is in that bag?
What's in that bag?
Yeah.
There seem to be particularly large silvery coins.
I'll double check that when we get back to the house. Be like, okay. So back at the house. Rivet's downstairs doing amulet things. Siri's probably upstairs napping. I will put the bag down and pour it out on the table.
You pull them out, and they don't appear to be regular coins. They're more like discs with, let's see. Yeah.
points at the turtle. I still remember I owe you money. Don't think I have forgotten.
Gilbert's outside practicing his maneuvers.
I'm just like, you just catch a glimpse of Kriv like pointing at you through the window before he goes back to looking at these discs.
Yeah, yes, there is. Counting out these strange crescent moon shaped silvery platinum, as far as you can.
But they're not platinum pieces.
No, they don't look like your standard coins. They look, I guess similar to Harbor Moons, but they are just platinum, not like with the gold bit in them. They don't have the hole punched in them either.
Interesting. What are these? Curious.
Oh, and also, da-da-da. There are 60 of these.
Okay, so we have 60 of these things. I will pick one up, sort of lean out the window towards Thorbrek. Thorbrek, because Kriv's first thought is this is probably not a currency that was used up in Allcore, so that's probably why he isn't familiar with it. Thorbrek, do you know what these are?
Ah, you know, this works. Hold on. They're like the bottom ones.
Ooh.
Complete with the,
So it's like a crescent.
yes. On one side of it, it, has a pair of sphinxes, gazing upon some form of artifact in the middle. And then the other side shows a mountain with a number of dragons. At least that's what I'm saying it is, because I can't quite fully zoom in on the image.
Yeah. So Kriv's just holding this crescent at you, Thorbrek.
Gilbert walks over and takes a look at it, and does he recognize what this is?
Make a history check.
Alrighty. History, history. +1. It rolling. Uh-oh.
It's thinking about it.
There it goes. 16.
16. It the way it's pressed and printed, it looks like some form of currency you would exchange, but you don't know anywhere that sort of trades in moons.
Okay, so it is a currency. Not one I'm familiar with.
Just the way they're pressed, like, seems indicative of currency. You've heard rumors of, like, there's of course have been found like currencies of civilizations that just aren't around anymore, like found in ruins and stuff like that. So maybe this is from there, but someone's taken the time to like polish them up for sure.
Well, then let's ask an expert. I'm going to go downstairs to Rivet. Because Rivet was a noble of one of the great noble families, so maybe her experience with higher forms of currency that were not used. Because, like, your average farmer isn't going to use a platinum piece by comparison. So it's like, maybe Rivet knows what this is. Just leaving the other 59 scattered on the table from where I like sorted them out. Rivet, a moment of your time.
Yeah, of course. What's up?
So Scarlet paid us with a strange form of currency I've never seen before. Thalbrecht did confirm that it is currency based off the pressing, but I'm wondering if you might know what this is, and I'll like hand over the piece.
Rivet will look it over and try to see if she recognizes it in any way.
Okay. Go ahead and make a history check.
All right.
Very intelligent one for history.
She'll flash of genius that
Flash of
to
genius.
make it a 21 total. We got the same on the die, but I rolled a 7. So
The final result was the same. Plus,
This is, of course, first time seeing one in person, but having... It's a strange thing. Okay, so... This looks to be... currency used by what you thought to be a fictional race or a myth known as the Moon Elves, or the Te Tel Kosea. Like, you've read stories about them, but that's kind of what they were, as stories. I think I'm probably butchering the pronunciation, but that's how it's spelled.
oh jeez.
Because you've read stories of a land known as Toril, but it's not a place that exists. It was a place of flight and fancy and adventure. Places of daring do where every house was like a castle with many towers and oil-burnt candles, great drapes and finery, and it was said that the moon elves were one of the few races of elves in this place that were more tolerant of other races and interacted with them. It was all part of this lovely story how some chance encounters and some adventures together really allowed the cultures to mingle. And it was written that they would trade in the various phases of the moon, and that the true crescent moon was the most valuable of all, whereas the full moon was just your typical, you'd compare it to your common copper coin.
Wow. It's funny. If you had presented something like this to me a year ago, I would have said it was a beautiful replica of a piece of mythology. But this looks very similar to descriptions I have read of a crescent moon, which is a currency used by the mythical moon elves, the Tutel Quasir, in the mythical land of Toril. But what with all we know about the world now, I'm not sure how much of it is myth and... Well, you seem to have one right here.
We have more than one. Scarlet gave us a number of them in exchange for the rockworm pearl.
How many is a number?
You see him like look up and start to count, like doing the finger ticks in the air, like 60 of them.
6? Exactly 60?
Yes. He's like counting in his head again, like 1, 2, yes, 60 of them.
Oh, I have so many questions for Scarlet. Okay,
In one of the little glossaries or the novelist editions where they sort of explained the currency in that. Like, you know, how there's sometimes like, just so you understand the story better, here's a few notes. And the crescent moons are an equivalent to 5 platinum pieces. But they're also just super pretty. And you imagine historical or collectible or something.
Would Rivet know of the exchange rate? Even if she had read it, I don't know if... Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, no, actually, we can dismiss that bit of info then.
Fuck it.
Like, yeah.
They're highly valuable. Some even more convincing replicas have gone for 25 gold pieces. If this is the real thing, I guess it would be worth it, but maybe as much as double that.
Right, so 50 gold each, so that's about 3,000
There we go.
gold. That's me being able to do that kind of mental math. uh,
There's a good in character reason for Rivet to understand that is that she's a fucking nerd.
uh, but well, we have them for now. I will. One moment. I'll go back up, gather them all back in the bag, and come back with the bag of 60. I don't think they can be used currently for monetary exchange, but we imagine you might, looking around the place, which is basically almost Rivet's workshop at this point, have a place to store such materials, or maybe in your bag. I would trust you with them most.
Oh, ooh, wowee. Thank you. I appreciate that. I might keep them on me.
Yes, never know when we'll find someone willing to purchase them.
Mhm. And also, I don't know. I don't mean to imply that I don't trust anybody. However, these are extremely valuable, historically, monetarily, and just are extremely interesting. I don't want to by chance lose them, so I'm definitely going to keep them on me.
And that does bring us to our break time.
Great.
So yes, we're going to take a little 10-minute break. If people need to use the bathroom or get hydrated or get snacks or whatever, go ahead and do that. I'll probably be deafening and muting for a bit. And we'll shortly return. Though, if you have any questions about the campaign, setting, whatever else, feel free to post them in the chat. I'm always happy to talk about it. I'll make sure to pay attention. And yeah, I'll see all of you in a moment. I have returned. How's everyone in the chat doing? Doing well? Looks like we're still waiting on some people, which is fine. Ba, 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 ba.
I think we've got. Do we have everyone? I see. Oh wait, hold on. Okay. So I think everyone's here.
Okay. Okay. So, with this discovery of this new currency, or old currency as the case may be, I should move on back into the house, shouldn't I? Yeah. Whoops. By the time you two come back, Nekuri is back and has brought everyone a pie. And Sarah is taking a nap, but after nap, there is the smell of pies coming from downstairs. Guess I should put you in your bed. Ta-da. Yes, you have that exchange, and then I'm sure they'd be like, also, Nukure brought pies. And then, yeah. Then you have basically just small talk with Nukure, because, you know, they're an NPC at this point. Okay. You make as much progress. Yeah, that's what River's doing. Okay, so naps are being had. Amulets are being made. You've sold everything you wanted. What is the plan? Is this you just use the rest of the day just to kind of relax, or
Have we determined what our next move is after this?
I think so. We had the two remaining places, the one or two remaining places on the treasure map we wanted to check out.
Mhm.
We could ask around town because it's just because the Exalted Hunt goes out and the bookworms keep a lot of record stuff. They might know something about the Clockwork Golem you wanted to know that you had heard about in passing.
Ah, yes, the Clockwork Titan.
Yes. So we got gather intel on that. But you are keeper of the quest list.
keep
All
on
right,
the
all right.
quest list. Your name is now Janol.
The reliquary is going to be done in a week, so could be a good idea to stick around the area, or we could just wait for and just not pick it up until later.
If we have Zoom, we can go pretty far and back in a week.
That's true.
So the possibilities that we haven't gotten to for the treasure map are the one nearby New Hope, actually. We could do that very quickly. and then the ones around Red Mark Tower Town, which we probably could have done but didn't. And I think that's actually it, because I have New Hope written on here twice, so I don't know if there are just two or nearby New Hope. We also have.
Let me switch to the Badlands map. Yeah, 'cause I know they're still on there. I haven't removed them as far as I know.
Oh. We could try to figure out what the hell was going on in the Piers of Rorn, because the sky seemed to be gaining stars, which, in hindsight, somewhat more concerning than if it were losing stars like I had thought it was. There's another teleportation rock linked to, similar to the one that we used to find Kikris Grim, in the same area that we found the corpse flower that was guarding the Eyebright.
That should be around this area-ish.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah.
There's also the Sphinx, which is guarding something, which has piqued Rivet's interest.
Yeah.
But that's more a matter of research rather than necessarily heading back there. However, we do need to get a source of true resurrection for the Rolds.
Yeah.
And a wish would be nice, a nice and easy way to do that. And the Sphinx might be able to direct us in that way. We could also try to do some exploration of our own and research on that front. The King of Goldshield is silent, despite the civil unrest that's going on in that area. So that's weird. That's something we could attend to. There's the Crystal Thief that was in the Piers of Rorn, which is also of concern. We didn't catch Burga, and we haven't followed up on it in a while. And finally, and this is a recent one, we were at least partially responsible for the shattering of Alan the Farmhand's hand, and a Ring of Regeneration might be a nice gift. And then I have an entire tag in my Obsidian notes that needs investigation. The Bag of Infinite... Robert Browning exists in this world, and I want to learn more about him. Because what the fuck is with this dude and rats?
Yeah.
Rats. We're rats.
There's also that, quote, destroyer, quote, Blix, that we found in the necromantic demiplane, which could warrant further investigation because it's literally called a destroyer. Something tells me that's not too good. There's also the person who created the treasure map itself, which is a person named Fernicus, who we know nothing about. Yeah.
Yep.
There were some ruins that we found on the way to the Rock's Nest, which we just skipped over because we were kind of trying to get there quickly. But we could try to investigate there. Lord, I'm not nearly through even half of this. There's that weird, like, beholder-controlling helmet that we found in Alt-Walav.
Oh, yeah.
That might be worth looking into. That's more of a Rivet thing to do in her spare time, but it is something that needs investigation. Okay, so while we were on the way to the Piers of Rorn, we saw a group of people on this plateau, and they were very mysterious, and we had no idea what was going on with them, so they may warrant investigation.
Oh, is that the were people?
Yes. They're listed as separate things in my needs investigation tag, but yeah, we encountered a werebear and a wereraven when we were fighting the drowned, and they are very mysterious and have something to do with the plateau people, and it might be an interesting side quest. Additionally, we passed this watchtower in the distance, or we saw it in the distance, and it had a very large camp nearby, and it was all very strange, and might have been worth our interest as well. And unless there's something else actionable from before session 40, that is all of the things we have to investigate right now. Other than just general exploration.
Yeah, I don't want to pile on the list too much, but we could also ask around to see if there's any new jobs.
There is also that. But yes, looking at this map, it appears there's a cross, an X here. You got rid of the one that was on here. I believe that was the cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There is one over here, yeah?
Yes.
So
That
the
one near
ones that
red
we're
mark.
missing are there and here-ish, right?
Yeah,
Nope.
here.
Ah, there.
There's
Okay.
that one there and the one in the forest, but
I think
don't
this
see-
one here was the second one that was close to New Hope,
Yeah.
I believe. And one near Tower Town. I not see that one.
I think, Skylar had kind of, you tried to use logic to think of like, okay, if the bottle ended up here, it probably isn't from near Tower Town, so it was very low on the priority list in the least likely location, but it wasn't impossible.
Fair enough.
Well, for now, the treasure map spots are both within a day's travel from here, so I guess we'll start with those.
Yeah, we can do that.
Or we could start for something further away and do them on the way back. I mean, we pretty much just need to decide on something.
Yes. Analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
Well, I know what you could do. You could get this one, and then take this route down here to get to the jungly, marshy area. But there's a couple of things on your list if I was listening correctly.
Yes, there was. There were old ruins. There was the
Tower.
watchtower.
And then the corpse flower thing.
And then and the corpse flower. So yeah, it would be a here, down, and then just tour the swamp.
Toward the swamp. Yeah, okay.
So, thoughts party?
Works with Dobrik.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Oh, there's one other thing. The Cult of
Oh.
Rolantor. We never really
All right.
followed up too much on that. That troll that we just fought might have something to do with it because there was a purple worm. Because they both had the purple worm was at the Cult of Rolantor thing the first time we investigated it.
Well, it attacked them.
And yeah, there was a purple worm there, and the Troll King had a purple worm. And I'm not entirely convinced that those two things are separate.
We have no way of knowing they're not different purple worms, though.
That is true. I'm still not necessarily convinced. And either way, it is still worth our investigation. I know that Dobrak had a vested interest in the cult of Grolantor at some point.
I will use my think really hard because we saw the purple worm when it ate the giant. Based off of the decorated spines and the bands and stuff, could we postulate that this might have been the same purple worm?
Well, it seems that most of your responses was, "Oh shit, run," and you weren't exactly like looking at it very closely. I'm gonna
Damn.
need quite a high history check on that, I think.
Okay. I will brain. No. Smoke starts coming out of my ears.
What a fascinating creature we are getting eaten by.
You're like thinking and thinking and thinking, and all you can think of is how many teeth it had, and you're like, could be anything.
It's just like, nope, that's a whole lot of nope on a nope sandwich.
Nope rope so big it's a nope cable at this point.
Okay. Yep, that's...
Alrighty, so. Setting out on your adventures, you get, with the wagon, a lot less laden. You make your way to this part of the map. And aligning the drawing on it, which is, of all of these spots, you somehow managed to find something that looks like what's drawn on here. You look around, you find the hump and the tree and follow the paces, and you figured why not, and you start getting digging and stuff.
Pulls out shovel. I am the shovel knight. At some point, I want to bonk someone with the shovel just so I can smite them with it and have a gag.
Oh my god, Rivet needs to make Kriv like a shovel axe.
A shax?
Yeah.
Hold on. I will share a thing in... I'll just share it in general. Because I have a character who has a shovel that's bladed like an axe.
You know what? I'm gonna go switch on the Adventure Begins by Bodify, because this peaceful music is a bit, mundane for being out traveling on an adventure.
That. It's used as a battle axe in the shovel mode.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently wards off RPGs.
No, it doesn't ward them off. It attracts them. So Ruby, you have the dust crystals, and by placing a different kind of dust in the little slot there on the buckler shield, it has different effects. The idea is that it's basically a shield of missile attraction. So it's like, my allies are getting shot. Nope.
Interesting. Okay. So, you get digging, and after a little while, you hear a thunk.
I start carefully uncovering to see what I find.
Okay. Okay. In this, you see it's a rather small case. You open it up though, and the case appears to have been perfectly made to house one extremely thin tome. It is bound and well made. It's got like a metal reinforcement to the spine, stop the spine from coming undone and stuff like that. And on the front of it, it says, in common, the big book of everything.
Book about everything. That is interesting.
Quite a thin book to be called a big book.
I'd like to cast Detect Magic.
Oh, and when I say thin, as far as tomes go, it's a good 3-inch thick book. Yes, you detect magic, and you're confused. That's magic, but that's not singular magic. That's huh? What is that? That's huh?
Hey, this is really weird.
Like Tangle level weird?
Well, no.
Imagine you're staring at a
Really?
jambalaya of different spells. Someone took some spells and made soup.
Yeah, she says that.
It's like somebody took... It's magic soup. It's...
I opened
Okay,
the book.
it's incredibly magical. And... Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and open that.
You open the book.
I would love to see what's about to happen.
You open the book, and as you try to peel back the cover, a number of pages that rush by too fast for you to even count go by, and it ends up opening at a random page. And on the page, on the left-hand side, it mentions mummy rot. And on the right-hand side, it mentions Wanda the War Mage.
Interesting. Above game, I know what those are. Both of those. Okay. Odd. They aren't alphabetized, and one's a disease and the other's a magic item. What? Sort of trying to flip page.
You try to flip page, and it's weird. There doesn't seem to be any more pages. You flick through, and it's tactile. The feel of your fingers, you try and do one page, and you try to flip one page, but the feel of it against your fingers is you feel like you're still catching more than one page. In doing so, no matter how hard you try, you're I can't.
I'll try closing it completely and then opening it.
Okay. Criv did manage to turn the page, it just didn't feel like it was just one page, But yes, you close it and open it again. It says, Cloak of Billowing on one side, and then it meant, funny enough, this is a 2-page spread, as the Cloak of Billowing has billowed over to the second page.
Huh.
And it appears to be moving. Billowing, even.
strange book.
I poke the image of the Cloak of Billowing.
It's still billowing.
Well, I am going to close book and hand it to Rivet because I'm just like, yep, nope.
Yeah, I'm okay.
This is an identify here, for sure.
Yeah, this is an incredible identify.
Did anybody try reading?
Screams and wizard. Screams and wizard. I will one day.
Rivet sits across from Blix so that Blix can watch her cast, and will cast Identify in order to on this book to see what the fuck is going on.
Okay, you cast Identify. It becomes very clear in your mind that this is the big book of everything. In a literal sense.
Oh, wow.
But you don't learn its magic. That's just what comes up in the item description when you identify. It's like, that's just what it is. It is the big book of everything. It contains a description of every object in the universe.
Whoa. What? A description.
Unfortunately, the pages are in a completely random order.
I wonder. Oh, so I am going to look at my Arcanist conduit shield.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to, while thinking of the shield, try to like open the book and flip it.
Alright, I need you to roll me 1d every... 1d the number of objects in the universe, please.
Okay.
Just roll me a
Point
1d
taken.
1000. Like...
I don't. Okay, hold on. Just custom roll there.
Could do a D10 then D100. Or like the
824.
824. Alright, you end up on the page about a ring of spell storing.
Cool. Well, that experiment did nothing. The thought process was maybe by thinking of a magic item, the book would like sense what you're looking for and help you to the appropriate description. But
yeah,
it doesn't do that.
seems random.
Albert's gonna
Could
read
be.
the entry on the spell storing ring, see if it just describes the item or says where to find it.
It gives a good description of, what it is, what it does. It basically gives you the results of a
Google search.
like a written identifier.
Could be valuable to a librarian or just like find
The bookworms would probably love this.
Rivet would love this.
Then by all means, you may keep it.
To what level of detail does the book go into when it comes to the description of these things? Does it say everything about the item in question, or does it just contain a brief description of everything?
It has a brief description. Like,
Okay.
it's strange. Like, it's like some of the writing is like fading in and out, as if like it could tell you more. It's just not going to.
The book is keeping secrets. Slap it on a chair, shine a light at it. Tell us what you know, book.
And you also see, like, on each entry, in the top right of every page is a little compass, and it's just spinning.
There's just like so many of them in all directions. Or maybe if we flip a page to find some sort of unique item, it might.
I wonder
straight
if we
at
could use this to find that ring of wishes we're looking for.
I mean, there's a lot of objects in the universe, Griff.
Yes.
And I'm sure more than one Ring of Wishes, so it might still spin.
Yes. It was a thought.
Mhm.
And Rivet quickly just jots down an idea in her notebook, which I'm going to share with the the party just because I think it would be funny. Rivet just came up with the idea for a machine which will randomly open to an entry, copy the entry onto regular paper, and then sort it away into
Oh
a
my
sort of
gosh.
infinite library.
Yeah, that would certainly be an idea.
Here, let me. I'll stick it in a home pro. The big book of everything, because it's fun. This book contains a description of every object in the universe, combining the effects of identify, object reading, and discern location cast on that object. Unfortunately, the pages are in a random order. To use it, you must roll a 1d number of objects in the universe for every minute spent perusing the book. On a 1, the reader learns all the information that would be uncovered by the 3 preceding spells cast on the desired object.
Jesus.
So it's never gonna work. Like, it's highly unlikely it's ever gonna work.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if you happen to open to a page that you are satisfied with, such as a ring of spell storing, for instance.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, Haunt Beauty's here. Well, that's what I mean by the words are kind of jumbled. Like, you get the description, but like,
Yeah, so
I'm going to remit the part that you get the description. You don't get the full identify description because
so
unless
it's
you use
basically
it,
only if you were looking for that do you get everything.
Yeah.
that's why the compass is spinning. You know.
It is extreme divine intervention at its finest.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a funny item. Like, it's
I
kind of
think it's
useful.
It is a funny
Very
item,
fun.
and Rivet loves it.
I think it's fun,
It is
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's funny because you're like looking through, you're seeing the names of these things and being like, oh. Also, this really pisses me off because I just went from an object beginning with B to an object beginning with X. That's annoying. But
Yeah.
but like you're like, oh, it's that's what it roughly like looks like. Okay, not quite sure what it does, but from the title, could kind of guess. But
Dang it. I am very much a gambler, but.
Do it. It's 1 in 1,000 chance.
It's not 1 in 1,000. It's well beyond 1 in 1,000.
It depends on what she makes us roll.
You got 1 in 1,000 off of Mercy.
that
I will take mercy, thank you very much.
yeah.
Oh, we're gonna think of the Ring of Wishes and try and open the book.
Okay. You know what? To make it more accurate, even though it's still way, way off, roll me a 1d 25,000. I just want to break roll 20. I don't know what. No, it comes by and you get a little kind of smudged, blurry picture of something with a small description of a something called the Iron Bands of Belaro.
Oh, Jesus. That's a thing.
Alright. Close book. Hand it to Rivet.
Nice.
It's basically
This-
almost like in size, carrying around like the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, you know? But then when you open it, it's just like, oh, there's so many pages.
I legit would have that as like a legit spell book for a character. Just like it looks small, but inside is just so much bigger.
Hmm. So yeah, that's what you found. Moving on to the next one.
We found
Before.
a legendary dwarven artifact, a rack of spatial storage of cheese, and now the big book of everything. I am very much intrigued to find what else we're finding.
And the other thing that we found at one of these spots was the dwarven thrower.
Yeah, the legendary dwarven artifact.
Yeah, and don't forget the dead girl.
Yeah, the dead girl.
Yeah, that's also true.
The alive girl now, I
Every
should say.
single one of these has had something.
Yeah.
Gotta wonder how, because that girl wasn't dead for too long, so it's like this had to have been made recently, or else there was something else buried beneath the dead girl.
Or the mark, like magical, that like to find points of interest.
Right. Alright, so you make camp. Nothing happens this close to New Hope. And,
Rivet will, before Rivet goes to bed, she thinks, Home of Clear Thought, and then opens it.
okay. Make me a 1D of 25,000.
I will. Fuck. That's
really close to one end of
That's
that.
really close to the opposite of that.
And then during the night when you make camp,
Blix got the closest. I mean, because I'm not counting my roll since that was a mercy roll.
yeah, like, it's gotta be something that's gonna be like, everyone's gonna go nuts if anyone ever actually makes it work. Like,
Yeah.
gotta be something like ludicrous. Because I mean, what number do you really put on something that's infinite, but if you somehow had omnipotence, you could count? Like, and
It's a countably infinite number of objects.
yes, it's weird. It's extremely improbable that everyone can ever count everything. But however, after you rest up, yeah, you find Blake's like nosing through the book, looking at it, just being like,
Freaking mage hands it open.
it's like Blake's forgot because they're just using their nose. I mean, like nosing a page, like, turn the page. This
She's
has been
smart, she isn't that wise.
This book is informative, but infuriatingly unhelpful.
The first thought in my head, I'm not gonna say.
I want to know now, Miles.
Nope. Nope.
Write it in the Discord if you have to. If you don't want to say it.
Sounds like a certain person is what I was thinking. But they are here, so I must not speak.
Excuse me? What?
Informative, but unfairly unhelpful. Looks at person inside soul of brain of Rivet.
Hey.
Not Rivet, just the tangle.
Oh, the tank. Okay, I thought you meant Skylar for a second. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I did too. I was like, fucking, excuse me.
No, Skylar is fine.
Oh, but no, yeah, the tangle. That makes sense. Yeah.
Because some of that is just them not like their existence is so higher dimensional than ours that they're like just like, what do you mean you don't understand? Because we can't think that unlinear.
Story of my life, Blix.
Okay, so somehow, despite the picture being exactly the same, you managed to find another spot that entirely matches it.
At this point, it's like there's got to be something funky going on, right?
Like, there's no way that every one of these locations described separately, these separate possibilities for locations could be right, because this is pointing to just one, and every one that we've visited so far has had some landmark like this.
When you detected magic, did you detect magic from the map?
I
It
don't
has to
remember
detect
if I
magic.
detect magic on the map.
Well, you used it when you checked out the book. I don't know if we had the map out when that happened, and you would have maybe detected magic from the map. I don't know.
There was no magic on the map.
Yeah, the map is entirely...
Wait, looks at Blix. There's no magic on the map. That was a Blix voice.
Oh, no, that was meant to be me, like, saying whether or not it showed up in the detect magic.
Okay, that sounded like Blix.
Oh, sorry, I will be doing my best to discern not candidature, freaking, cadence of Blix being casting message in small doses to communicate. That is my excuse for having these little pauses between sentences, is the fact that she must cast message over and over to speak.
Well, shovel that. Start digging.
Dig.
Thunk.
Yes, you are right, Rivet. It is insanely odd that we have found things at every single turn.
Every possibility has its...
Like finding the
In the
right.
words of one of the soldiers I trained with, never tell me the odds.
Rivet pulls out the book and says Fernicus, and then opens it.
Wait, Veronicus? As in the person?
The person who wrote the book has everything in it. The
Alright,
person who wrote this note.
roll it.
Fuck.
Hey, that is
It's
the
really
closest.
close. That's so close.
That is the closest we've gotten.
It flips, and it says, Featherfall token.
Oh, wait, no.
Make me want to keep rolling. But I don't know that many magic items. Cool. I will brush off and you pull up the chest or whatever it is I've found here.
Alright, you get, yep, it's a relatively small chest. You open it up, it is full of cutlery.
This just makes me think of the Blue Raja. I'm sorry. Good on you if you know that reference.
I do not. But yes, you found a chest full of cutlery.
There was an old sort of like B movie called Mystery Men, where you had these guys who were just like offshot Justice League guys. One of them was the Blue Raja, who threw cutlery at people for his quote unquote power. But he never threw knives, only spoons and forks.
Fair enough.
The digger, the bowler.
I think he was the shoveler, not the digger.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's a tangent.
Okay. Yes, you found a chest full of cutlery.
I sort of nudge it towards Rivet to check for magic.
Rivet will cast Detect Magic to see if it seems magical or in any way.
You cast Detect Magic. Among the hundreds of pieces of cutlery, one singular spoon shows up as magical.
Be our guest. Be our guest. With our service to the test.
Rivet gives the box a quick once over to make sure that there's probably nothing dangerous inside. And then she'll dig around for the...
Alright, okay, so you dig around, you grab the magical spoon. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
You'd be within 10 feet of me, so you'd have my aura.
Alright,
Please fail.
it would be so funny.
I just want another voice in there with the tangle.
16 plus
3,
three or
so
four?
19.
You're fine.
19. Alright.
Huh. This is the only magical thing in there.
You have just the briefest urge to suddenly cook something. But you push it aside.
Makes you think of, what was
Rivet
Dumas?
doesn't question it because she doesn't have the charisma, the force of personality to realize this isn't real. This is external.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Just completely brushes it off as not a property of the object immediately.
It's a spoon. Like, how ornate is it, sort of like looking at it?
It looks like a perfectly, like, normal spoon. Like, it's made of... Well, it's definitely a silvery color. But it's, yeah, it seems well polished. Like, now that you think about it, it's the only one that hasn't, like, got even a single tarnish on it from sitting there in the ground for a while.
You tempt me on you. Sort of
Rivet kind of just waves it towards the party.
Does anybody want to do investigation with this, or should I just identify it?
Was it like a wand? Or does it have magical, like... Identification is definitely the most tangible result towards it.
Yes. What type of magic did I notice? What school? If there's an applicable one.
It's always the crux with that.
What is charm effects again?
Enchantment.
Enchantment. It's an enchantment.
It seems to have some enchantment magic.
Intriguing.
I can't I haven't noticed anything immediately.
And maybe it doesn't enchant you, but you use enchantment through it?
Maybe.
Let's see.
Does anybody want to investigate this, or should I just identify?
I will take it and point it at Blix.
You
That's
take it, make me a wisdom saving throw.
Yes.
Great.
My second best save. With a 5, so I get a 14 total.
14 total, you're fine.
Every once in a while, I think back to the that one text post about an artificer with really low intelligence. So instead of flash of genius, they have flash of stupid.
But yeah, you have it. You're like, this is a really nice spoon. Man, you could eat some nice food with this, and then that's it. Like, it's moving on.
I point it at Blix and say, "Be charmed?" I don't know how this works.
Rivet stifles a giggle.
You gotta remember, he still attunes to items by holding them and staring at them for an hour. Yep. I will hold it out to Rivet unless someone takes it from me in the interim. But yeah, let's just identify.
Unless somebody else reaches out to grab it, Rivet will take it.
Make me another wisdom saving throw.
Great. Yes. Good.
Wisdom is great for me. It's my second highest saving throw, so it's like even with that 5, it's like damn.
I got
That's an 8.
That's an 8. All right, Rivet. You take it. You look at it, and then Rivet just goes, "You know what? I just had an idea," and gets whatever supplies you have to cook something with currently, and even like goes just around the current area you're in and just like, oh, actually a bit of that. And
we have all of the cheese. I think we have that bag of spice, that magic bag of spices too.
I gave that to Ariki because she was a cook.
And Rivet ends up making using some of the local wild herbs that were around you that Rivet seems to just be no on site and grab. She basically makes a fondue pot, but with somehow managed to rehydrate some of the jerky you had with some of the spices in that, and basically just has that in ready to dip into this cheese fondue pot, and it's just the most simple looking but amazing tasting meal that you didn't think Rivet would be able to cook.
As soon as she's finished cooking, she is initially just standing there, and then she just kind of suddenly snaps back to herself and is like,
it's as soon as you use the spoon to get some of that cheese and then taste it, and then you're back to yourself
What just happened?
You cooked food. You said you had an idea, and we went with it. What?
That was entirely involuntary.
I need to identify this immediately. She sits down exactly where she is.
Welcome
and begins to
everybody
cast it
to the spoon of cooking. When held, make a DC 12 wisdom saving throw or be dominated to make a delicious meal out of materials currently available to you.
Oh, wow.
Jeez. I need to roll a 2 or lower to freaking be dominated by that spoon.
And it was only when you basically used the spoon and tasted the cheese to confirm, yep, this is perfect, this is done, that you regained yourself.
Hi.
Rivet just is giggling to herself a little.
So this spoon, if you hold it, and has the potential to force you to make a delicious meal out of whatever you have nearby. Completely involuntarily. It forces you to. I couldn't stop.
Is it guaranteed to be a delicious meal?
So the magic would imply.
Hmm.
This is hilarious implications and also terrifying implications.
I was just like, what if we threw it at an enemy?
Hmm.
Yeah, what if
And
when we
suddenly
got
they
into a
have-
fight with O'Hagan, we just fucking slingshot it at him?
Yeah, I imagine he has a better. He's more wise than that. He would not fall for this. But I don't know. It would be worth a shot.
Also, yes, the fondue is definitely amazing. And
Okay.
and how you rehydrate jerky to have something that tender is beyond everyone here. But yeah, it is this kind of everyone else is probably sitting around like actually enjoying the meals. Rivet's just there like, how do you work?
Rivet should be terrified of the fact that this thing took over her body, but that's just par for the course when it comes to magic items
Hold on.
these days.
You said it was a fondue. Hold on. Must.
Oh?
Just a big old pot of melty cheese with all these bits of spices and stuff in it to make it awesome.
There's a thing. I will show it in general because this is just. There's my downloads. There it is. Pop. Pop. The dragon, the lizard folk priest in Goblin Slayer tries some cheese and becomes obsessed with it, and he is like cheese on everything.
God, you know what? This
I
is
don't
the
like-
most aesthetically appealing thing. I imagine it being something like this. Like, managed to find the time to actually just bake some bread to go with it too. Aww, oh, that's cute.
It is adorable because his whole reason for adventuring is to basically gain enough power to become a dragon. And after he discovers cheese, he's like, yes, forget maidens and gold. All they have to tribute to me is cheese.
Aww.
He is wholesome little being.
So yeah, this item is not only seemingly extremely useful for us specifically because we can make a very good meal anywhere. So long as there are sufficient materials with nearby. But also has a hilarious potential to be weaponized.
Ah. Alright. Is that all the map pieces?
Discounting the theoretical one near Tower Town? Yes.
Holy crap, they have official stats.
What do?
The Goblin Slayer characters, like some of them.
Oh, of course, yeah, someone started that, yeah.
No, officially at Funimation they statted that.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said they have official stats.
You know what, let's you know what? Because, oh yeah, no, because there were some that you thought, like, it's probably not there, therefore you, like, erase them. So let's go see what's at Tower Town, huh? What, another day?
If that's okay with everyone, then Rivet is
Yeah.
also okay with it. However, that means that the second amulet is finished.
Nice.
I'm putting this in my frickin' RPG folder.
So the first amulet went to Kriv.
Yep.
Second amulet, Rivet is going to actively refuse to take this one, so she just offers it.
Perhaps Sierra could use it more than any of us.
Yeah.
Use what?
Oh, this, an amulet of proof against detection and location.
Oh, right.
I finished it. So here.
I don't have attunement slots. Except for
It's okay.
I have the Ring of Fire Resistance, but yeah.
Then
You don't
that
have to attune to it immediately. So long as you have it on you, it should be more than fine. And if you decide to attune to it at any point, then that's for you to decide.
Okie
Does it do? Okay. Now, hold on. Blix? Do I need to make a fifth one?
dokie.
I don't have the materials, but do I need to make a fifth one?
Would he know?
This is gonna jump into another philosophical tangent that breaks off the latter 40 minutes of this session again.
I don't think so. I mean, like, you can scry on things that aren't sapient things.
Don't you have to know or have something?
No. You can, if you scry on the person that's, like, specific, it has, like, a radius around that you can see, but,
And if anybody wearing one of those amulets,
yeah, they'll be
blocks
invisible
that,
to it.
I thought it dispelled it.
No.
Hmm.
It's basically as though you're
You can't be targeted or perceived
nothing.
through those. So if someone else was targeted, they would be visible, but not anyone who's wearing one of these.
Okay, but still begs the question.
according to divination spells,
Oh,
you don't
so
exist.
targeted, which means they wouldn't be able to cast a spell on you because you're
Yes.
wearing it.
Yeah. And if they targeted a location where we would be, they wouldn't see us at that location.
Yes.
It still begs my question. Would O'Harrigan target Blix with a
Well, he
scrying
could.
spell?
If he has seen others with us, then he can target the other ones with us.
Yeah, I suppose that just begins to get to a point where like we'd have to get an amulet of proof against detection and location for everyone in the world, huh?
Not everyone in the world, just everyone who's traveling with us.
And anybody who's likely to be traveling with them.
I'm gonna say Draki's counts as an object, therefore can't be seen through it. Like it gets silly at that point.
But like Solda.
For the time being, it's fine. And also, O'Hagan specifically doesn't necessarily know Blix even exists. So,
I mean,
because the last time we
yeah,
were up there,
that's
I had
true.
Mark II, aka Phaligi,
yeah,
and we annihilated the guys who saw Blix. So,
yeah, that's true. He could have been scrying on the battle, though.
that is true.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But no. All right, so you're gonna spend a bit of more travel, and then you have a nice camp out next to the Golden Oak. And I believe it was on this cliff here next to Tower Town. I remember where I put the X. Yeah, I think it was here. I remember I deleted the X after you said we're not going to check that one. But look, a tree and like hump in the ground. And once again, it does not change. You find another spot that matches it.
And the Shovel Knight digs again.
Thunk. You pull out a tiny little box. Like 2" by 3" thing.
Like a ring box.
Yeah, but rectagonal. Rectagonal? Wait, what?
Rectangular.
Rectangular, that's the one.
Ooh.
You open it up, and there is a whistle inside.
I'm tempted to blow it. Let's get it identified before blowing some random object. Any magic rivet?
Rivet will cast Detect Magic.
That magic is magic.
All right. Is there any school of
It
magic
is a
associated?
school of conjuration.
Interesting. Rivet will note this to the group, and then will begin to cast Identify on it, which does require she pick it up.
Or conjuration things.
Mm.
You cast Detect Magic, and it simply reads the dog whistle. If you blow it, they will come.
Great.
Summon the hounds.
Excuse me? They will what now?
It's like, if you blow it, they will come. Cyberpunk music.
Somewhere, at some point, the whistle blows, and you hear Johnny Silverhand say, "Wait, get up, samurai."
Rivet will. That's all the description that she gets from Identify.
From Identify is that apparently it will summon a dog. As per the summon beast spell.
Does it have charges?
If the dog is killed, it will vanish within a round, and it cannot be summoned again for a week.
Okay. Rivet immediately looks up, like, not necessarily at anybody, but she looks frantic. She says, "It summons a dog," and then blows into it.
You blow into it, it makes no sound.
Oh.
Does the identify confirm whether or not the item needs attunement?
It doesn't need attunement. But then
Does it require
roughly...
proficiency with a whistle?
You're confused for a bit, and then about 45 seconds later, out of nowhere, but appearing from somewhere that no one's looking at, like you don't see it materialize, it just suddenly just comes running up from off screen kind of thing. It's like, whew. Oh! And
I hate
it
to
looks
be
like a little Shih Tzu.
Rivet lights up.
Bobek side-eyes Blix.
Rivet just gets down low to the ground and tries to get the puppy to approach.
The puppy looks at you, then runs away, and walks up to Thobrek and marks the territory.
I ain't a tree.
It kind of with its back legs, kind of digs at the grass a bit afterwards, and then walks off.
Rivet is ecstatic.
Eh. She just kind of stands there pointing at the dog. Summons dogs.
Uh-huh.
I see this as a win.
Looks at his slightly wet leg. I don't.
And then he just starts walking off.
Are we following the dog or what?
I'm not opposed to it.
We are kind of killing time. Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Alright, follow the dog.
And at nightfall, when it stops moving, Philbrick will take 10 minutes to do speak with animals.
It's like, as you start like following it, it picks up to a sprint and starts running. But it's so small, it doesn't really go very fast. And then suddenly it turns, dashes under the cart, missing all the wheels, and doesn't seem to emerge the other side.
I think the summoning ended.
Oh.
Suddenly dog is just gone.
If I blow it again, do you think it'll summon the same dog?
I'm not sure how conjuration magic works. Ro would be able to tell you, but I don't know.
I mean, there's another way to find out, and she blows into it again.
Alright. Alright, so you blow into it. Again, no noise. Your soldier is still riding along at the cart. And then suddenly, as you get to like this cliff edge, like right where it kind of, the cliff comes down and just meets the ground, you see his little head pop up. Look over to you, bark, and then come running over as a Maltese. Maltese dog just appears. Not really magically, just as if it was just there. He comes over.
Riven has her hands in the air in a victory.
Oh my god, that's
It
what one of
summons
those looks
dogs.
like. It has a little bow in its hair.
Oh!
And it has like a resting bitch face. As it is a
Right.
long-haired Maltese.
Rivet has found the item that she will carry with her to her grave.
Behold this dog.
And no, I'm not joking. I am 100% serious.
You'd have to kill her. There's no other way to separate her from this thing. Nearly instant puppy? Are you kidding me?
It takes 1d10 rounds to summon a dog.
Oh!
But yeah, you have the dog whistle now.
Hell yeah!
And as you may have noticed, it doesn't adhere to any of your commands.
It's just dog.
It's just a random dog, and that's wonderful.
And
I
again, like,
almost prefer it this
not
way.
long after getting there, it'll like just come up and, you know, pee on one of the horses. Like,
One of the horses. There is only one horse, and they are not peeing on my horse. They will get kicked, sir.
sorry, yes, the yes. Solda.
Solda looks as this dog approaches. Do not even dare. Just all of the JoJo menacing aura.
Alright.
Is Rivet a barbarian? No. If any of you hurt one of the dogs that are created by this whistle, will she fly into a rage? Yes.
So let me get this straight. It is Artificer Rivet, Tangle Warlock, Dog Avenger Barbarian.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not to mention their close personal friend, Jasmine 9000.
Silver's just side-eyeing Blix to see if he, like, jealously.
Basically, you kill the dog and Rivet turns into John Wick. Got it.
Yeah, like, you know, the dog shows up, Blix looks up and goes, dog.
Not jealous.
Jumps out of the wagon, goes up and just basically tackles them and just starts playing with medium-sized fox made of metal and tiny dog.
Be careful!
Oh, right, yes, small,
That is a
Fragile.
little guy.
small, fragile. Blix kind of sits and then does that, like the little dog's there sniffing and then starts barking, and then Blix just does that, like, you know, reaching out one paw on their nose, like, stop. Shush. Like, you see like a Labrador do to a freaking Chihuahua, just this paw just on their face, like, nope, stop.
Fuck.
This is incredible.
Just, they're just
like, you know, this. Paw on face. No. Okay, alright, so, yeah, the dog whistle. We're done with the dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are currently done with the dog whistle.
Yes. Okay,
I think that's all the items.
then you'd be heading down this way, I believe.
Too small.
This one. Alrighty.
Check out Teleporty Stone. I don't know.
Teleporty stone, indeed.
And everyone, I think you said there was a couple of things in there.
There was also there are also ruins and a corpse flower, all worth investigating. Or rather, not a corpse flower. Sorry, ruins and a watchtower. Rhymes with corpse flower, and so
Yeah.
when Texas
There
said it, my
is-
brain went
yeah.
autocorrect.
There is the place that the corpse flower was guarding, but yeah.
That is the teleporting stone.
Yes.
Okay. The
the
teleporting stone that
necromantic
also
grove
had
in
the
here?
flower that was used for the eye drop, if I remember correctly.
It was.
Yep.
I need to go.
Oh, you do? We can stop a bit early, it's fine.
Yeah, I just got a call from my mom and it sounds serious, so I need to call her back.
Okay.
Where's my phone?
Okie dokie.
Oh boy.
So I'll catch y'all later.
Yeah.
Alright.
Give me a heads up on it, Miles.
Alright, well then we're gonna find someone to raid in that case. Hope everything's okay.
might not be sending me a message because I'm like halfway across the country.
Yeah.
I'm realizing that like the parts of the Badlands that are like labeled is only like half of the map.
Yep.
Less than that. So there's an entire unexplored territory we could also go adventuring through.
Yep. Although I would need time to like.
So much time, yeah. That's an entire separate
Yeah,
campaign, in fact.
yeah. Let's go see. Oh god, so many friends online. Monsterlicious playing Elden Ring. Playing Elden Ring drunk. Let's go see.
That sounds fun.
Drunken Ring with some friends. Okay. But thanks everyone for coming. My gosh. I can't believe I had 15 people there at one point. Like, what the heck? Anyway.
I saw 16.
Yeah.
Big numbers. Anyway, everyone, please be good to yourself, excellent to each other, and destroy your enemies. Until next time. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.